State investigators call it a heartbreaking case of animal neglect.
Hundreds of dead livestock and many of the survivors rescued to another ranch are in poor shape. As Brian Master reports, the feedlot operator, if he's found guilty, could get as much as 20 years in prison. Some images in this story, we want to warn you, may be disturbing.
This is a sad and disturbing story, especially in light of how the Midwest has come together during the catastrophic floods to try to save livestock. We're in Exeter, Nebraska, a half hour west of Lincoln. This area did not flood, and yet hundreds of animals died here. These are some of the photos of the piles of cattle found on the feedlot. Investigators counted more than 200 dead.
This is the worst case of cattle abuse that I've seen.
You've been doing this since 1981?
Yes.
30-year-old Aaron Ogren is behind bars. The feedlot operator is facing 26 counts of animal cruelty, in addition to selling cattle he wasn't supposed to and theft. In court documents, he blamed the deaths on a cold, harsh winter.
But no one else is having this kind of problem, so because there's 2 feedlots in the county and they're not having this problem.
The March floods devastated Nebraska's livestock industry. More than $1 billion in damage so far. As communities around the Midwest ship hay to help Nebraska farmers and ranchers, the National Guard dropping feed to stranded livestock, it becomes even more frustrating for investigators to know none of those obstacles factored into the loss of cattle here.
I think the hardest part has been seeing cowboys that are pretty hardened individuals who are just sick to their stomach over what they've seen. It's not something we prepare for.
Medical experts determined how 3 calves died, one from pneumonia, another from not getting food, and the third not having enough energy to survive the cold. A horse was found in its halter, stuck in mud and left to die. Investigators say there wasn't enough feed or fresh water around, and dry ground was in short supply. Of the 263 head of cattle seized here, vets say 1/3 of them were so malnourished they may not survive. In Exeter, Nebraska, with photographer M.H. Danker, I'm Brian Mastery, 6 News.
Brian, thank you. And ranchers from Colorado and South Dakota to Nebraska took their livestock to this feedlot. And investigators are now trying to determine whether their animals are still alive and if so, where they are.